These three paintings are the ones that have been making me happy as far as the way that they, I don't know, just the way the paint is put down, the color scheme, the antique look to them. And so I'm going to take this stack of paintings and give them a new look and offer them afterwards in a collection on my website. So these were painted 2 or 3 years ago. These were not. These are samples that we did in a class. But I'm going to take these paintings, turn them into something that would work with these paintings in a collection. So I'm 100% sure that most of you are not going to be on board with this idea, but that's okay. I'm going to make these look the way that I want to make them look. And yes, I'm going to paint over some of this, not all of it, but I'm going to choose one of these that I'm going to let you guys watch me give a little makeover. So I think, let's see, I'm going to choose this one. This one will be the makeover that you get to watch me do. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is put this over here just to give me some references to look at, to know, to keep in mind what I'm going for. So I know that I want it to be less bold in color and a little more vintage-like. So first thing I need to do is decide on my color palette. And these bright reds are gonna go, this background is gonna get muted. So what I'm gonna do is, I know that I wanna use like a more of a pink that is, I'm still gonna leave the motif the same, but we're gonna have different color here. And I'm gonna go with some light portrait pink and some cadmium red. I'll find it. But before I get into that, I'm gonna do my background. I'm gonna mute it, and I know that it was turquoise. So I'm gonna use turquoise and a little bit of, I'll use a little bit of the cadmium red and some white. If I can get my white container open, it's always so hard to do. Okay. So let's just mix up, my brush is stiff. Mix up something that is more like an antique teal and not really a bright. There we go. See that? Okay, and I am gonna cover up some things, but I'll put them back, so don't worry. This is probably gonna give you guys anxiety. Those of you who are not used to watching me do this. This is something that I do all the time. I paint over things. But if it's not making me happy, then it needs to change, right? And I have scans of this painting, so I can still use it as far as if I want to make prints of it or whatever, or just remember what it looked like before I did all this. It's easier sometimes just to paint over things and then paint them back than to try to go around it and make it even harder for you to do this. So I may cover up a few things. There's a little gnat that is in here. It's summertime in Florida. It's gonna happen. Also doing this and creating sort of like a negative painting around, I'm doing some negative painting around these elements that are already here is going to give it a different look, because there's going to be a little bit of that old color that's going to peek out in a few spots here and there. Okay, so already we've got a new background. So now let's go in and work on the flowers a little bit. And I'm gonna use this brush, I believe. I really should have changed my water out, but it's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna use this light portrait pink and some cadmium red. And maybe I'll add a little bit of this turquoise in there to desaturate that color and bring it down a little. Okay, so let's just go in here and see what happens. I also want to chunk the paint or make it thicker. Okay. A good bit loaded on my brush. I'm gonna get some white. Lighten up some of the edges. I'm already liking this better. This color here. Okay, so let's work on this one. I gotta keep that value with the darker spots in there, but I can do that. Okay, that one's already very similar in color to these, so I'm not going to really do much to it. But this one needs some extra change. And then this one down here, I'm going to lighten it up a good bit too. Okay, you can already tell a difference. Next, we're gonna change some of this greenery behind here, and I'm gonna do that by adding some sap green that is desaturated a little more too. And I may go back and work on this background some more also. All right, so let's get started on this greenery. And I'm gonna use the same brush and just kind of washed it out a little bit. Just make a antique green instead of this bright fluorescent stuff we got going here. Okay, over here I still have a gnat. Drives me nuts. Let's just make it a lot lighter. For this. And then we'll go a little darker for these. Okay, I'm gonna go back into this background some more because it's still too much. It needs to be more of a, almost a gray. So let's put some of this pink in here and see what happens. I'm gonna grab a bunch of white. Oh, gnat. Gonna kill you. Okay. I think this is gonna be more of what I'm looking for. So we're just gonna go back around and do this again. I'm just going to cover those little dots up because I can easily put those back in there. And I'm just going to cover those up too. But I can still see where they were, so I can go back and do that. No big deal. And I realize that what I'm doing may drive some people nuts, and it may also give others the freedom to know that they can change their artwork and make it what they want it to be. They can paint over things. It's just paint. It's fine. Okay. I'm really liking the look of this now. So let's go back to our greens again. And I may or I may not put back some of the things that I covered up. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay. I still want to almost muddy or add some more antique pink in here, so doing that. All right, now I've got these little white flowers here. I think they need to be more of a creamy white, so just add some yellow to them. I had a few up here, so I'll just put just the indication of a few up here, I guess. Okay. I'm liking this so much better. Okay, let's add some little dark center. One thing that I've noticed that I don't do enough is allow some things to overlap. So I'm trying to make a conscious effort to do that with my flowers and things. And let's put in some darker values for some of this greenery, and I think we're going to be done. I need to add my little lines that show where these connect. It's supposed to be eucalyptus, by the way. And I have to say, I like this so much better. This is more along the lines of my own personal preference for a color palette. Like this would be something that I could hang in my own house, and it would match what I normally decorate with. Got a few little yellow dots here, so I'm going to add those back. And let's maybe put a few more over here just to balance it out. I'm not happy with the way that's looking right there, so hang on. I'm gonna do this. And let's give a little highlight on these. See if there's a spot or two where I want to put a really big, thick chunk. Don't like how pointy that is, so make it a little more ruffly. So I need to make this one a little ruffly too. I got some green in there. That's okay. I actually like that green in there, so I'm gonna add some green over here too. Okay, I've lost some of my depth over here, so we got to add that back. Okay. Just make another little petal right here. And lighten up that edge. We could even add another ruffly spot there. Oh, those little ruffles make me happy, so I'm just gonna add a few more. Okay. So now I think this could, let me try to move my camera. This could go into a collection with things like that or that. The paint is pretty chunky, it's looser, it's got more of the colors that all work together, and that is how I repurpose and redo things that I'm not 100% happy with. So this is the first of several that I plan to do like this, and a new collection of floral paintings will be available on my website pretty soon. If you want to get on my collector's list, it's called the Bluebird Collector's List. I'll put a link down below where you can sign up and you'll get an email when new artwork is available. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.